everyone. Welcome back to Immediate Movie Reactions. I am here after seeing the latest Hunger Games movie, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And this is a little interesting for me because I have had zero interest in the Hunger Games series. I always thought it was kind of a ripoff of Battle Royale. Um, so I skipped it. I did try the movie, and I think I zoned out. I started reading the book before that, and again, I just didn't really get it. Just kind of, it's young adult fiction. It's stuff that we've seen done 1,000 times, I think better. Um, but I'm not here to talk about them. I'm here to talk about this movie from the standpoint of someone who is not a fan and has zero knowledge, well, not zero knowledge, but little knowledge about what is actually going on. Um, so it's all right. Like, I guess that's the best thing to say about it. The whole thing felt just a little bit cold. Rachel Ziegler is in this. Peter Dinklage is in this. Viola Davis is in this. Jason Schwartzman, not recognizable as Jason Schwartzman, is in this. There's a bunch of other people that I just don't know, and if I never see again, I don't care. Maybe that's harsh. I don't know. This movie just didn't really. It's felt like it was really long. I think it's about 225, somewhere about there. And, just let me rant a little bit here because, went for a 225 showing of this movie. It didn't start until 3 o'clock. There were that many previews. There were previews, and then there were commercials, and then there were more previews. What the hell is going on with that? So by the time this movie started, I was kind of in that phase of like, oh Jesus, this can we just get it? And then it goes in three parts, and I thought it was going to be the story about how the Hunger Games is created, and sort of, but it's kind of this backhanded sort of creation story where it's really the story about what's happening at the beginning of the Hunger Games as it's starting to die out, and what's going to happen with this character whose name is Corey Ellis, I believe it is, Snow. And he's a student and he has to try to save the Hunger Games. Viola Davis is this kind of weird scientist, mad scientist, because I guess that's a thing that happens in these movies or in these books. I don't know. It wasn't terrible. I think that if you're a fan of this series, it's probably going to go much better for you. As someone who, as I said, didn't know a whole lot about it, I didn't feel completely lost. It felt like it was a solid narrative. It does go a little bit too long, and I think maybe a little bit too late. You find out, sorry, spoiler, that I guess you're following or rooting for the bad guy. Rachel Ziegler plays his love interest, and like they just kind of fall in love because they meet, and then it's love at first sight, and she's in the Hunger Games, and I don't know, it's weird because they developed this idea, this concept, which is I thought was going to go somewhere. I thought was going to be really good, which is that people aren't going to care about the Hunger Games. They aren't going to care about the people dying unless they know the people, unless they care about the people. And then what they give us is just a random 15 to 20 minute brutality, fight between all these people whose names we generally don't know. There's a couple. There's one named Jessup who maybe they could have developed into a character, but most of them are just kind of nameless cartoon characters. The one that we really need to know is, now I've totally forgotten her name. Gray, Lucy Gray, I believe it is, and she is Romani, Gypsy, whatever in this world. She is like that version of that. And so she sings way too much, I think, in this movie. I don't know. I didn't look up if she does her actual, if she's the actual singer, but if she is, she's quite talented. There are too many scenes of her singing and too many songs get repeated. I think the most interesting thing that they do with this movie is to show the disparity between the districts and the capital. Um, but it doesn't really delve into the people. They keep talking about the people in the districts as, rebels, but they don't do a whole lot with the rebels. They talk about them being savage and uncivilized, but they don't really show a lot that they're savage and uncivilized. It's sort of just like the steampunk world. I got a lot of Firefly sort of vibes. It's like Frontier. Um, it looks good. toward the end, they do some cool things with sound, but there's some plot devices that are just kind of gimmicky and cheap. Um, I don't know. I didn't hate the movie, but I didn't love it either. I was actually thinking going into it that maybe this is going to be good enough that I'm going to want to go and watch the other ones. I don't know that I necessarily feel that I need to continue on with this world or this story, but I guess we'll see. See it, stream it, or skip it. If you're a fan of the series, then go see it. I think that's it. If you're not a fan of the series and once they're all out on Netflix or HBO or whatever the heck it is, and you've got a weekend, it's probably a good one to do a marathon of. But other than that, I think it's a movie that is just fine skipping. Again, it's a concept that has been done better in other movies and other books, and I don't know, other than some clever dialogue. The characters just felt stale. They felt boring. The action, there was some satisfying violence, I guess, but it was all just a little bit too easy and simple. And I don't know that it went into the details that I kind of wanted or a fan would want. So, anyways, I'm rambling here. Um, my final verdict is if you like it, go see it. Otherwise, stream it, see if it's something that catches on for you. Anyways, thank you very much. I will see you after the next movie. And I think I'm going to go see Thanksgiving next. Eli Roth. I haven't enjoyed one of his films in quite a while, but has he made a film in a while? I don't know. We'll see. All right. After the next movie, I will see y'all. Thank you. I appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Thank you.